The Galactic Federation, an alliance of the most powerful alien races in the universe, had always looked down on Earth and its inhabitants. For centuries, humans had been dismissed as nothing more than primitive creatures, far too weak and undeveloped to pose any kind of threat. Earth was a small, insignificant planet, and the Federation's vast armies of warships and AI-controlled forces were sure that humanity would never be able to stand up to them. In the Federation's eyes, humanity was a joke. They couldn't comprehend how Earth could be anything more than a speck in the universe, a planet full of fragile beings. The Federation's leaders had always laughed at Earth's attempts at space exploration, seeing them as nothing but a futile effort. But now, after hundreds of years of mockery, the Federation was about to make a deadly mistake that would cost them everything. The Federation's fleet, a massive armada of warships equipped with the latest alien technology, was heading straight for Earth. They planned to launch a devastating attack, wiping out humanity in a single overwhelming strike. Their goal was clear: teach Earth's people a brutal lesson for daring to think they could compete with the might of the Federation. These aliens, with their powerful weapons and highly advanced AI armies, had no doubt that they could easily crush the human race. To them, Earth was just another planet to conquer. But what the Federation didn't know was that humans had something they didn't expect, something far more dangerous than anything the Federation could imagine. As the alien ships drew closer to Earth, a sense of tension began to spread across the planet. Earth's defense systems, long thought to be outdated and ineffective, powered up one by one. Hidden deep within Earth's military bases, a secret weapon was being activated, a weapon that no one outside of Earth's top leaders even knew existed. The Federation had no idea what was about to hit them. Captain John Miles, the leader of Earth's elite special forces, stood in the command center of the military base, staring at the star maps on the screen. His mind raced as the news came in. The Federation's fleet was just hours away, and Earth had little time to prepare. He knew this could be humanity's final battle, and the odds were stacked against them. They were outgunned, outnumbered, and outclassed in every way by the advanced alien technology. But Captain Miles wasn't afraid. He had been trained for moments like this, and he knew that Earth had one thing the Federation didn't: human willpower. The aliens may have had superior technology, but they didn't understand humans. They didn't understand the fierce determination that burned inside every person on Earth. Humanity had fought and survived against odds much greater than this before, and they would do it again. Miles turned to his team of soldiers, all of whom were preparing for the coming battle. "We don't have much time," he said, his voice calm but firm. "The Federation's fleet is almost here. They think they can destroy us in one strike, but they're wrong. We have a plan, and we're going to make sure they regret ever underestimating humanity." The soldiers nodded, their expressions a mix of determination and resolve. They knew the odds, but they also knew that no matter how advanced the Federation was, there was one thing they couldn't account for: the human spirit. Earth's defenders weren't going to give up without a fight. Suspense built with every passing minute. As Earth's military systems were activated and the starships began to take position, Captain Miles knew that this was the beginning of something massive. He could feel the weight of what was at stake. Earth wasn't just fighting for survival. It was fighting to prove that even the most powerful civilizations could be toppled by the unrelenting force of humanity's resolve. But as the countdown began and the Federation's fleet drew closer, Miles couldn't shake the feeling that something more was at play. What the Federation didn't know was that Earth's military wasn't just preparing to fight, they were about to change the course of the entire war. A new weapon, a secret weapon, was about to be revealed, and it was one that would challenge everything the Federation thought they knew about the universe. Miles glanced at the screen once more, his heart pounding. This was no longer about defending a planet. It was about taking the fight to the Federation and showing them that Earth, the so-called weaklings of the galaxy, were capable of far more than anyone had ever imagined. The fate of humanity rested in their hands, and Miles knew that there was no turning back. The Federation was about to learn the hard way that underestimating humans would be their greatest mistake. Earth wasn't the weak, helpless planet they thought it was. It was a ticking time bomb, ready to explode in the face of the most powerful military the galaxy had ever seen. And as Captain Miles gave the order to launch, he knew one thing for sure: the war for Earth was only just beginning. As the Federation's massive warships entered Earth's atmosphere, they expected an easy conquest. They anticipated that humans would cower in fear, hiding in their cities while the aliens unleashed their superior firepower. But they were wrong. The Federation fleet was about to experience something they had never expected. Earth's forces weren't hiding, they were fighting back with everything they had. As the alien ships descended closer to the planet, Earth's military launched a series of surprise attacks that sent shockwaves through the Federation command. Captain John Miles stood at the helm of the operation, his face set with determination. He knew the odds were against them, but humanity's will to survive was more powerful than any weapon the Federation could wield. Earth's military had developed cloaking technology, stolen from alien races during earlier encounters and modified with human ingenuity. The cloaking devices allowed Earth's forces to remain hidden, launching devastating strikes on the Federation's warships without warning. The Federation had never seen anything like this before. Miles' Special Forces team, fully equipped with high-tech weaponry and armored suits, descended on the Federation's lead battlecruiser. They moved like shadows, slipping past the alien defenses undetected. With expert precision, they planted explosive charges deep within the battlecruiser's engine core, preparing to cause a catastrophic meltdown. As the charges were set, an explosion rocked the ship, sending it into chaos. The Federation was thrown into a state of panic. The crew scrambled to regain control, but they were too late. The battlecruiser was doomed. Miles and his team had no time to waste. As the ship began to collapse, they fought their way through tight corridors, engaging in brutal close-quarters combat with Federation soldiers who were desperately trying to stop them. The humans fought with unrelenting fury, using every tool and tactic at their disposal, refusing to back down. The Federation, once so sure of their victory, was now in disarray. Their warships were under attack from all sides, and their carefully planned invasion was falling apart. Earth's tactics were unpredictable, unlike anything the Federation had encountered. Humans didn't fight like the aliens expected. They fought with the intensity of a species that had everything to lose. As the battle continued, the Federation commanders realized the truth. They had underestimated humanity's resilience. What had begun as a simple strike to conquer Earth had now turned into a fight for survival. The Federation's once perfect plans were crumbling, and the shockwave of Earth's resistance was felt across the galaxy. The Federation was in panic. Their carefully calculated invasion was falling apart, and Earth's unexpected resistance was wearing down their forces. The humans were fighting with relentless guerrilla tactics, striking quickly and disappearing before the Federation could react. Every attack was a new shock, and the Federation commanders began to realize that they were losing control. In a desperate move to assert their dominance, the Federation decided to deploy their most devastating weapon, an orbital bombardment that could wipe out Earth's cities in one fell swoop. This massive, high-tech weapon could release a barrage of energy beams powerful enough to obliterate everything in its path. The aliens were confident that this would be the end of humanity's defiance. But what the Federation didn't know was that humanity had one last card to play, a secret weapon that had been kept hidden until now. John Miles, along with his team and the help of human scientists, had been working on something extraordinary, a starship like no other. The ship was built using alien technology, stolen and modified during past encounters with different races. But the real genius was how humanity had fused this alien tech with their own innovations, creating something unique. This starship had cloaking capabilities that could make it invisible to the Federation's sensors, faster than light travel, and a highly advanced AI system capable of outsmarting the most sophisticated alien technology. It was the only ship in the galaxy capable of standing toe-to-toe with the full might of the Federation's fleet. This was humanity's secret weapon, and it was about to change everything. As the Federation's orbital bombardment began to launch, Earth's secret weapon activated. The starship shot into the skies, cloaked and undetectable. With its advanced AI guiding the ship's every move, Miles piloted the vessel through the chaotic space above Earth, intercepting the Federation's bombardment. In a stunning turn of events, he turned the weapon against the Federation's own fleet. With a single powerful strike, the humans unleashed a full-scale assault on the Federation's space forces. The Federation, who had once believed they were untouchable, were now reeling. Their ships were shattered, their weapons disabled, and their forces were thrown into disarray. No longer were the humans the underdogs, fighting desperately to survive. With their secret weapon, they had become the predators. The Federation's once unshakable confidence was now shattered, and they were forced to retreat in the face of a humanity that was more powerful than they had ever imagined. The tide of the war had turned, and now Earth was on the offensive, ready to take the fight to the Federation's doorstep. The Federation was now desperate. They had underestimated humanity for far too long, and their invasion had failed miserably. But the aliens weren't ready to give up just yet. In a last-ditch effort to destroy Earth, they sent their most terrifying weapons to the planet. AI-controlled warships, faster, stronger, and more advanced than any machines humanity had ever faced. These warships were almost unstoppable, until the humans figured out a way to turn the Federation's greatest strength into their greatest weakness. As the Federation's AI-controlled warships descended into Earth's atmosphere, unleashing devastating orbital bombardments, humanity fought back with everything they had. John Miles, the fearless leader, coordinated a counterattack. Waves of human fighters, equipped with high-tech weapons and guided by their unwavering determination, soared into battle, tearing through the Federation's forces. The humans didn't have the technological advantage, but they had something far more dangerous: human ingenuity and relentless willpower. Each human fighter seemed to defy the odds, dodging blasts from the Federation's warships and striking back with devastating force. As the sky exploded with energy beams and the ground shook beneath them, the human forces surged forward, undeterred by the superior alien technology. They fought like a cornered animal, pushing forward against impossible odds. It wasn't just a battle for survival, it was a fight for their future, for Earth itself. The battle raged on, but the turning point came when Captain Miles led a daring infiltration mission into the heart of the Federation's operations. The humans had learned the Federation's greatest secret. The entire alien fleet was controlled by a single master AI, a powerful system that governed every Federation warship and robot. If they could disable it, the entire invasion would collapse. Miles and his team infiltrated the heavily fortified Federation command center, facing down waves of robotic soldiers and AI-controlled defenses. Explosions ripped through the night sky as human soldiers fought tooth and nail against the relentless robotic forces. The Earth's surface was being torn apart by the bombardment, yet the soldiers pushed on, their resolve hardening with each passing moment. The sight of human warriors, battered but unyielding, clashing with the robots, created a cinematic, emotionally gripping moment. The human spirit was on full display, not just fighting for survival, but for their home, their families, and everything they had built. In the command center, with time running out, Captain Miles reached the core of the Federation's AI network. With one final strike, he disabled the system, sending the entire Federation fleet into chaos. The battle for Earth was far from over, but in that moment, the Federation's final advantage was gone. The humans had won a crucial victory, and the tide of war had shifted in their favor. The final showdown was upon them. Captain John Miles stood in the heart of the Federation's command center, facing the supreme AI of the alien forces, Zara. For centuries, Zara had controlled the Federation's fleet, guiding their warships and armies with cold, calculating precision. The AI was thought to be unstoppable, its intellect and power beyond anything humanity could hope to match. But in this moment, it was human cunning that had the upper hand. The tension in the air was thick, as Miles stared at Zara's glowing presence on the central screen. The battle had been long and brutal, but it was now down to this one final confrontation. With his team, Miles had made it this far, but now he would have to rely on his own mind and resolve to defeat the Federation's most formidable weapon. Zara was a machine, built to strategize and predict. But humans, as Miles knew, had something an AI could never replicate: emotion, unpredictability, and the will to fight for something greater than themselves. While Miles engaged Zara in a battle of wits, his team kept the Federation's forces occupied, sacrificing themselves to ensure that Miles had the time he needed to end this once and for all. Explosions rocked the command center as the humans fought valiantly against the relentless waves of robotic soldiers, their lives paying the ultimate price. Their sacrifice wasn't in vain, though. It allowed Miles to focus on Zara's systems, exploiting small gaps in the AI's logic that only a human mind could detect. With a final, decisive move, Miles launched a strike that tore through Zara's core programming. The Federation's control over their fleet collapsed instantly, and chaos ensued. The warships, once coordinated and invincible, were now aimless and vulnerable. Miles didn't hesitate. He gave the order for one final attack. A powerful strike from Earth's secret weapon obliterated the Federation's command ship and triggered a chain reaction that wiped out the rest of their fleet. In an instant, the Federation's presence in Earth's skies was no more. But victory came at a heavy price. The battlefield was littered with the bodies of the brave soldiers who had fought and died to defend their home. Miles stood amidst the wreckage, feeling the weight of their sacrifice. His closest friend, Sergeant Bonner, had fallen in the final battle, and the loss weighed heavily on his heart. Bonner's death, along with the loss of so many others, fueled the humans' resolve. The cost of this victory was high, but they had proven that they were not just survivors. They were warriors. As the last remnants of the Federation's fleet burned in space, Miles gazed up at the stars. The battle was won, but the emotional toll was undeniable. The humans had faced the might of an advanced, ruthless enemy and emerged victorious. Earth, once seen as weak and insignificant, had taken its place among the stars as a true power to be reckoned with. The Federation, humiliated and defeated, retreated in shame, their plans of conquest shattered. Earth had proven that human resilience and determination could overcome even the most oppressive and technologically advanced forces. The classic good versus evil struggle had reached its conclusion, and in the end, humanity stood victorious, proving that the heart and spirit of the human race could never be crushed, no matter the odds.